Okay, now this is a private meeting for Innovative English of Vietnam teacher Toto and a couple other teachers and students to understand what's being created. Now, this February 16th, 2020 private meeting will be shared out into the world and put in YouTube and then copy and pasted inside WebTalk. So there is a password to this, and the password will keep this private. And Teacher Tim is admitting some of the individuals from Vietnam right now. Remember, we have the power to admit people in. We can keep it small classes, we can keep it large. The global teachers and students of the world will understand. They will learn how to use Zoom, and eventually everything will be in WebTalk. We will have virtual meetings inside WebTalk, WebTalk Live. It's all about getting enough people engaged, inviting people. So, Teacher Toto, whenever you're ready, you can share your thoughts, what you were sharing privately. Teacher Tim will
Yeah,
listen to it and we'll answer the questions.
yeah. First of all, want to say sorry for you because I worry a lot about web talk and about the projects of English Global. Maybe because I'm not really understand much about that project, so um, I'm really say sorry. But actually, because maybe I am a girl and I worry too much when I invite many people and then I see there are so very few classes. But now I think I understand more, and moreover, um, actually I know about the Education Global project, and I also want to create about. I want to have the students and also the teachers. So I want you can understand me. That's I just only want to support you, but maybe the way I support you is wrong. But I want to support our students, our country, and many learner, and also I want to support the teacher and especially is you. And today I actually thank for you because you create a private meeting Zoom. Uh, Meeting Zoom for us. And today I invite some people. First of all, is Julian. That I introduced for you for a long time. And moreover, is Thâm Anh and also Nhật Linh and Andy Trường, but maybe they have some problem with the password. So um, you know I want to have the students and also have the teacher because web talk is the place to take care of the teacher and the students also. And now I know that I invite a lot of Vietnamese people to web talk and I need to take care of them. I need to take care of the people that I invite. So I invite here some teacher from Vietnam and my friends from Philippines, and I want to I want to I will guide them to create some Zoom class to have Vietnamese students study. So that's my solution to resolve my worry. I I hope you can believe and thank you for listening me.
Very nice, Teacher Toto. And to everybody here, my name is Teacher Tim. Okay? And very simply, Teacher Tim is deeply listening to one human being at a time all over the world. Teacher Tim is not laughing when one human being shares a vision or a dream. the vision, the dream, the idea, connected to 5 facts of that human being. Teacher Tim doesn't laugh, doesn't say it's impossible, says simply, what do you want to learn? What are your learning issues? What are you weak in? How do you want to develop yourself? This is true project-based Vietnam. This is not your 4 walls of a classroom. Let's memorize grammar and tenses and vocabulary words, and let's hope for the best. Sometime in 10 years from now that you might be able to speak something. This is not that. So who would like to introduce themselves, to share a little bit about themselves, and 2 minutes you'll have to introduce yourself. Who would like to start? Because I haven't met some of you.
Hello, teacher team and everyone. My name is Linda, and let me start first. Can you hear me very well?
Yes.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank you for your listening. Well, uh, uh, let me start now from last week. Yes, I began to sign up on WebTalk. Start on last week by teacher Totoro, who is guiding me to here right now. And before I enter this activity, um, I I always want to like my dream is just experience and learn something new from my life, just stop in that way. Not very clear, but now on web talk, with your instruction, I feel like I can reach higher and longer to other country and to experience with more people than I think. And yeah, and at the moment, I feel like I had been on WebTalk for years, not a week only. Yes, I feel really wonderful. And to stay here with everyone and speak like this, um, feel really good. It's amazing feeling for me. And I believe that is all because of you, teachers, and everyone who have been here and support for me so much.
Wonderful.
And
Thank you,
thank you,
teacher.
teacher.
Thank you, teacher Linda, for that beautiful introduction. Now I'd like to get the teacher from the Philippines.
Hi.
Hello there. Nice to have you
Yeah.
here. Nice to have you here.
I'm actually pretty nervous right now because it's my first time to have this
Take your time.
video
Take your time.
conversation. Yeah. About web talk, I actually don't know a thing about it, but what I do know is that it's an avenue for advertising your business. And that's just what I know. So, yeah. And yeah, I'm from Philippines, and actually I was once a teacher of Toto in Philippines.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Yeah, but
And
yeah.
how, connecting with teacher Toto, and you were a teacher with her,
Mhm.
was it a Facebook kind of teaching where you went live on Facebook and she listened and she developed her listening skill, or was it like a private class?
Oh, it was like a private class. It was offline, so we were. I was teaching her actually IELTS, but yeah,
Okay.
face to face.
Face to face. So a
Mhm.
private type of lesson, and she was able to take care of you, paying for the private lessons. Correct?
Actually, she was enrolled in a school where I work in. So she didn't pay for me directly. She paid for the school.
Okay. So the same
Uh,
thing. You were employed for a school, the school paid you, teacher Toto paid tuition to learn. and
Yeah.
he was fortunate enough to have you, and then you're here today. Now, thank you for that introduction. And you know, there are many individuals that will feel nervous in these types of environments because they just haven't been a part of it before. And I wanna show you something in a screen share about WebTalk to allow you to understand that what WebTalk really is much more than what you think it's just for businesses. And I'm going to share with you something very beautiful inside WebTalk about a British language professional teacher. His name is Teacher John from England,
Okay.
okay? He's created already many classes in Zoom for web talkers over the past couple weeks, twice a week, Monday through Friday, from England. And Teacher John has now created a very large following of people in web talk. His name is John Brown, but he was doing everything in Facebook, has a large amount in Facebook. Well, a student got him to sign up for web talk with his invitation. Student gave to Teacher John. Teacher John transferred all his students over to web talk. Why? Well, you just said that web talk is more for the advertising of business. Well, actually, it's for every human being if you really want to understand what web talk is. And let me show you. See, Teacher John, this is his web talk profile. And over the past couple weeks,
Mhm.
he's been given interactive classes for free. And what's happened? Recommendations have been written. Recommendations. Now, is Teacher John a business? Is he a professional? Oh, yes. He's an English teacher. So, oh, yes, Web Talk is for everybody. You just are in the beginning stages of what the true purpose of Web Talk is. And this is the true purpose right here, to support our global teachers and get them students not by paying, but by engaging in Web Talk. And Web Talk is going to share the revenue with you, Julian, and with any other
Oh.
web talker that understands the beauty of it and grows it by inviting people. Well, what happens? Look at his news feed. Teacher John's news feed. This is called engagement. And very soon, Web Talk is going to unleash the engagement Web Talk points, which is going to turn into revenue. Well, look at Teacher John. Teacher John sharing someone from Australia. Here's Teacher John, a Web Talk post. Look at all of the likes, the emojis. Every emoji is engagement points. It's going to be a value. Every comment is a value for his Web Talk content. Now, if you think this is just for businesses, you don't understand who Teacher Tim is. Because I am a true project-based teacher. And what a true project-based teacher is this. A human being like yourself has a vision. You don't know that you're going to create a global empire of business in 10 years. All you know is you want to share a dream. Well, Teacher Tim is going to listen to that dream, going to listen to your 5 facts, going to listen to your mind map and your learning issues, your action plan. You already spoke it. Well, what's next? It's time to create it. Teacher Tim is going to connect you with other countries around the world that have the same passion, the same vision. You're going to be able to communicate with them. So Web Talk is not what you think at all. This is a solution to what you as a teacher give all the time to your students in a tutor place getting paid. You should get paid. And then after, when you go on Facebook and you do all the comments in Facebook and respond to all the questions over in Instagram and over in Twitter over there and LinkedIn over here, and now all of a sudden Web Talk says, you know what? We grow Web Talk together. You invite people with your invitation. You engage there. Well, Julian, this right here is a bonus. This is not the vision of WebTalk, to interact with students and teachers. But see, the world
Got
doesn't
it.
understand that the only way that we develop humanity correctly to learn languages is by you listening, and what's the next skill?
Speaking.
Exactly. It is not grammar and tenses of the last 20, 30 years of Asia. You really, and everybody smiled, yeah, it is. Grammar and tenses is so important, Teacher Tim. Yeah, then why can't you speak? I've been in Thailand 11 years, my home. I'm in charge, Julian, of reforming the educational system in Thailand. And it's reforming correctly. Zero money needed. I am disconnected from money. I don't care about your money in the world. But what I do care about is taking care of humanity correctly. And in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now, humanity's going to laugh at the situations that you put yourself in. You were paying to be educated. That is not nature's law. So how are you going to make money, Julian? To survive, to take care of your family. So Filipinos don't have to travel all over the world and teach in countries and miss their families. Well, how does Teacher Tim
True.
know that? I wonder how Teacher Tim knows that. The Filipinos, they love their family. You know how depressed they are when they leave for years and years to teach in other countries? Do you know how depressed they are? Because they're not with their family, but they're making a little bit more money to send back to their family. Do you know how depressed they are? Do you know what situation they're in? Oh, Teacher Tim listened over the past 11 years in Thailand. And the cure is on. So Julian, does that answer your
Yeah,
question about what this is?
kind of. Yeah.
Kind of. Kind of. Yeah, there we go. We're moving up your mountain right now. Kind of is a good thing
Thank
forward.
you.
All right, who's next? Who would like to talk next and introduce themselves in this private little interaction here to understand the insanity of Teacher Tim?
Uh, okay. Hello, teacher team. I am Taman, and I have just finished university last year, and I think that my English is not very good to be a teacher. So I want to learn more to gain more experience. So I know web talk through Teacher Toto, and I think this is a chance to improve my English skills and have a chance to meet some foreign teachers because in Vietnam we barely have the environment to you say we learn a lot, but um, at last we cannot speak well. So I think your purpose of the web talk is very meaningful to us. Thank you, teacher team.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And to be very clear, an American high school teacher shared the idea of Web Talk almost 2 years ago in an Innovative English Global interview on Facebook. 2 years ago to Teacher Tim. Teacher Tim was already creating True Project Based Zero Money Needed in a pilot, just as you know, a pilot like a TV series. They do a pilot just to see if it's good. Well, my wife, Teacher Patty, my wife, Ty, 5 years ago, sent Teacher Tim online. I'm retired. I retired 15 years ago on the big island of Hawaii. I became a teacher. I was retired, 35 years old. The school in Hawaii offered Teacher Tim a full scholarship for an educational degree. I don't need your degree. I understand what degrees are. I have my bachelor's degree in hotel restaurant management. My passion to travel the world. My passion, hotels and restaurants around the world. I will learn. That's my degree. I don't need your educational degree. I declined it from the principal. I understand that degrees in the educational world handcuff you. So now, the individual who just shared, thank you for sharing about your facts of Thailand. And also the fact that you feel your English is not where you want it to be as a graduate. Okay? Now, again, how are we you want to talk to native English speakers, you want to talk to foreigners, like you said. Well, Julian's a foreigner, and her English, if you go to the Philippines and you see the teachers from around the world from the Philippines, they're high level English. There's a mindset in Asia. I got to learn with a native English speaker. I got to learn with that native English speaker. Well, do you know 11 years ago, Teacher Tim began to rip that out of Thailand's mindset and enjoy the Filipinos teaching. They're high level. It's a program. So Julianne, we just met today. She doesn't know who I am. And you just shared, the one who introduced yourself, about, you want to talk to foreigners. Well, do you think Julianne is free for 24 hours a day? She's just going to talk to everybody? Yeah, let's just talk to everybody. No money needed. No. She needs to make money for her family, for her vision. So how are we going to do this? Are we just going to continue with Vietnam paying money to learn? If you want to pay money to learn, you can be like Teacher Toto and do it. Or there's another way. We begin to understand the beauty of WebTalk. It's a baby. It's not an app yet. It's a website. It's called Beta. It's a baby. It's got 3.8 million users. About 20% of those 3.8 million users are like Super Dad Andy. They're engaged. 20% only engaged out of 3.8 million. We need 10 million users to be engaged. Super Dad Andy, are you able to talk? He might not be able to talk because he's probably with family.
Hello, teacher Tim. Hello, everyone. Actually, today I'm happy because our meeting had a teacher from Philippines in here. In my country, have many teachers from Philippines teach English in my country. That is great because they free for teaching English in our country. And in WebTalk today we can communicate easily to everyone around the world. And I learn English from many teachers around the world, from England, from USA, from many countries. I think that is wonderful to communicate English every day. Yes, and zero money needed to learn from home. That is wonderful. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Super Dad Andy, for sharing. And I want to redirect that to Julian. Am I saying that correctly, Julian? Teacher Julian?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's correct.
All right, good. Teacher Julian, because Super Dad Andy, he talks about, he's been talking to Americans and people from England and all across the world. He did say that, okay? So it's not just America and England. It's, people from China and people from Australia and people from Italy and blah, 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 or Russia. And again, this is redirecting to Teacher Julian because I want her to understand that in Teacher Tim's mindset, you are a teacher that's high level because you have your mother tongue that you learned in your life, and then you learn English not only for yourself and also to teach it to others. And I want to share with you that your value for Teacher Tim is the same like an American or someone from England. It is not inequality like I have seen in Thailand, where Filipinos asked Teacher Tim 11 years ago, Teacher Tim, why do you get this much and I get this much? Why does the Thai English teacher make this much, Filipinos here, American here? And it's very simple of an answer. You haven't lived in America and made the money that Americans make. And now, Teacher Tim, I didn't care about the money when I came here 11 years ago. I don't care what you pay me. I'm going to reform the educational system based on the students' depression of learning grammar and tenses. So I don't care about your money. But you know what? Americans who come to Thailand, and if you give them $1,000 a month, they're not going to work here, because in America, they're used to making $5,000 a month. So you give them $1,000 a month, they're going to laugh at you. We got to understand the cost of living from where you were born in the world. And what happens now, Julian, Teacher Julian, is we have an opportunity with WebTalk to base your value on your passion. And the more people that are passionate, just like you, that connect with you in these interactive Zoom classes, they're going to engage with you in WebTalk. And in the near future, WebTalk is going to say thank you. They don't care if you're from the Philippines or America or Thailand or any other country. You grew WebTalk. You're going to get the revenue sharing based on your true effort. So I hope that allows you now to have a more clear picture.
Thank you. Yeah, actually it is.
You're welcome. And
Yeah.
yes, Julia. Thank you for the beautiful listening skill, because it's not easy to understand this bigger picture when you just stepped into it and you were nervous, 20 minutes ago.
Actually, until now, I'm still nervous. Yeah. Well, thank you for.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I want everybody to know, because we're going to end this with a little reflection from everyone. I want to share about Super Dad Andy, the history of Super Dad Andy. He joined Teacher Tim on a Facebook Live many, many, many months ago, before WebTalk. First time, he was holding his daughter, and he spoke in the Beautiful Life Club of Facebook, Coach Nalutza's Facebook club. Super Dad Andy spoke for the first time with his little boy, his little child there, the child being shown from his father to speak English, even though he's a baby. That little one feels the energy of his father. He spoke. He shared his dream. He shared his facts. Teacher Tim, listen, he's here today with an expansion of Vietnam. He's invited so many people to WebTalk, and all of those people have an opportunity at least to listen to people around the world. Listening is the number one skill, just like his little child was listening to his father. Listening is nature's law. Listening is how we learn. It is not about taking out, as a baby, taking out a piece of paper and say, hey, Mom, stop talking to me. Let me get the tense first of what you said, Mom. I'm only 6 months old, Mom, but I got to have that tense. I got to know that tense that you just spoke to me, Mom. That's one of the silliest things that humanity is doing in the world. It's time to correct it. It's time to cure it. It's time to fix it. And Super Dad Andy, he is the cure. Not Teacher Tim. This is not my vision. Remember, I shared in this introduction, my wife put me online to show the world the global dream feeler of what Thailand is rising, the reforming of an educational system. Already done. Success. It's just a generational process now. It's not tomorrow. Thailand's just talking English just because we have these. It's generational. So we have an opportunity through Super Dad Andy. Now, that's the story of him. Reflection time. Reflection. What do you think about this talk? What have you gained? Teacher Toto, you're first.
Yeah, thank teacher team um, to create this thing for us, and I want to share about my thoughts. Um, uh, Actually, I I am invited by Super Das Andy Trường, and I really thankful for him. And until now, we are continue communicated to um, know each other. And actually, from the beginning, teacher Andy Trường told me that this is a really good environment to study English, and he invited me to teach a team, and until that I understand a little bit about your project, about um, college, many teachers all over the world to create an education, global education, and I really want to support you. So I want you to explain more for me. How can I support you and support the teacher, global teacher?
Okay, so very quickly with that answer, you are already showing by creating interactive Zoom classes, Teacher Toto. That's how you show. Engagement in WebTalk, sharing WebTalk posts, commenting from the global teachers, supporting the global teachers. That's how you do it. You show. And this is not my vision. This is Super Dad Andy's vision. He shared it on Facebook. He wants to help his country with these environments. He shared it to the true project-based teacher. He shared his vision. I just listened and created it. We are now many months in advance, right today, 24 hours. His vision's coming true. He shared it. Teacher Tim stands with Super Dad Andy. So, Julian, reflection, true project based. This is true project based. So you get a little reflection at the end, to share your thoughts and
I see. Well, actually, you have mentioned earlier about grammar and tenses taught in schools. Well, that's actually true. In Philippines, we are more of the constructivist approach. Yeah, wherein we make the students do applications instead of teaching them grammar lessons and crap. Yeah. And yeah, most ESL classrooms do the behaviorist approach wherein they teach the rules and the tenses, but less uh, application. So I think this web talk is a really great uh, for students to apply their English. Yeah, and yeah.
yeah. Thank you, Julian. And the
Mhm.
way to apply their English through WebTalk is actually just commenting over there. And actually, that's why we have these interactive classes that are building up. I look forward to you creating in the near future when you're ready. Your own interactive, and it can be anything from your passion. It could be talking about
Yeah.
travel. It could be talking about, your country, the culture, and people are going to join in. They're going to engage with you over in Web Talk, and then the engagement points are going to build up. Web Talk, like I said, is going to take care of you because it is about students learning naturally. It's also about taking care of the global teachers. It's the whole. It's not duality in this world, good, bad, you know, sad, happy. Teacher Tim, I don't care about your sad and happy. Teacher Tim is right in the middle for 24 hours. I don't worry about anything because it's not about thinking. It's about creating. It's about listening. And humanity, the cure to all of your so-called hatred and misunderstanding is turning on this to your vision and unlocking it from here that's connected to your spirit or soul And then you create true happiness along the way in this life. So this is what's happening in the 21st century, Teacher Julian. So thank you for that reflection. Let's go to Teacher Linda, that from that beautiful introduction, and what's the reflection on this little meeting here?
Well, thank you everyone first for sharing about your talk, your thinking of web talk. As I have shared for you, maybe I just entered web talk for about 1 week ago, but for me, um, it's become beautiful day by day for me. I, I think so because firstly I enter web talk just to learn and experience because I think that my knowledge is still is haven't enough for me. Yes, I believe so. It's not enough for me to teach other. So I'm finding a group and other teachers and person who can show me the way to teach. So no, web talk is for me. Web talk is the most suitable one now because I can learn, and I believe that the best way to learn now is to teach other to support youth and other to learn English. I think so.
Wonderful. And Teacher Linda, I'll share with everyone, she's connected not by an invitation link from a teacher from England. She's connected to Teacher Rahat, the grammar expert from England, who, Teacher Linda, right? That's you, right? Writing about
Yeah.
help in Web Talk with a paragraph. And then Teacher Tim, I tag, calling Teacher Rahat, Innovative English of England, because
Yes,
he's that
that's right.
grammar expert. He loves it. So
Yes,
what does he
that's
do?
right.
He engages in Web Talk. He writes, gives a little samples and stuff. She says, thank you. And now she comes over here to speak and to share. It's been like a year, Teacher Tim. I've been with Web Talk a year. Oh, wait, no, it's only been a week.
It's
It's,
just been a week.
it's felt like a year. And that's the beauty of living in the present moment and enjoying the ride, enjoying the learning naturally. So thank you, Teacher Linda, for that beautiful reflection. You did
Thank you,
good.
teacher.
All right, now we got the other one on the screen. Teacher Ann, A-N-H.
Okay. Um, After listening to you, Mr. Tim, um, I think that your vision is very meaningful because um, in Vietnam we learn a lot about grammar and vocabulary, but we do not focus on listening and speaking. And you are making an environment for us to learn a foreign language like a baby from the very beginning by listening. So I think this is very, very good for us. And when I was in university, I was teach, uh, was once taught by foreign teacher, and I really like how the way she taught us. Uh, she said that she found that students in Vietnam are very good at grammar, um, probably better than her, and she really admired that. But I don't think that is an advantage of us. That is obstacle to an obstacle that we do not know how to learn a foreign language correctly. We pass the listening, or we lack of speaking, speak lack of practice speaking skills, and you can see that my speaking skills is very not good now, and so I believe that web talk in the future will become developed, and many people will know and have chance to change their life and their okay. Do you
Yeah,
understand?
absolutely.
And
And Teacher Julian, Teacher Toto, Super Dad Andy, and the rest, we're just listening to you develop your speaking. Naturally,
Yeah.
yes. And I want to share to everybody, because we have under a minute. Teacher Tim is an advisor at a university, a technology university, at an English clinic. I'm there based on a vision of a head professor to help the super engineers speak naturally. And how do I correct them when they speak? I listen, and when they're finished, I will repeat things that they said, and then they learn from what's repeated from what they shared. And this is how babies learn from their parents. The baby tries to say, meh. Oh, my name, mom, mom. And next thing you know, oh, mom, meh, meh.